Cool. Thank you very much for joining us on this call live. And if you're watching this replay, fantastic. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsii. And on this call, this is one of our weekly onboarding calls. We have these every single week on Thursday, and we cover different topics each week. So always great to join these calls live or catch up on the replay. On this particular call, I'm going to focus on the Botsii Ambassador Programme and share with you how you can participate with this and how you can take advantage of this by working more closely with us at Botsii, and really around how you can leverage the assets that we've created here. I've created over the last 5 years at Botsii, where you can be using this to position yourself in a stronger way, if you like, in the market, but also to differentiate yourself in the market. There's obviously lots of people out there promoting different companies, and what I want to be able to do is help you position yourself, if you like, at a higher level by the way that you operate, by being able to piggyback and if you like, leverage Botsy in the marketplace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and just take you through a few slides. Some of you may have seen these slides already if you've watched the invite video, but I'm going to kind of go through this and go through it a little bit more slowly, and also share a bit more background around what I've done and why I've done it. So I'm going to turn my camera off and share my screen. So you should be able to see my screen up now. Just let me know if you can see my screen. That'd be awesome. And that way I know that you can see that all right. Looks like it is. Just put a yes in the chat if you can see my screen. That'd be great. Just to make sure that that side's working as it should. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know that. Siobhan, awesome. Okie dokie. So let's just take you through, and literally I've got a handful of slides here. Some I'm going to focus on more than others, as I kind of give you a bit of a background on everything. So the question to ask is, look, what if you could earn more and actually lead more in the market and actually become recognized as one of only 100 people who are at the very top of the Botsy community? And I literally want to be able to position you guys like that. And this is your opportunity to be able to step into a leadership role. And as part of that, I'll give you exclusive rewards, recognition, and ultimately financial bonuses. I want to put more money in your pocket to reflect your contribution as part of helping grow Botsy and share Botsy and be part of the Botsy community. So I'm doing that by introducing here the Botsii Ambassador Programme. Now, the key thing here is there'll only ever be 100 ambassadors anytime. I want to cap it to 100 people to make it exclusive. So as Botsy grows, no matter how many members we have, if we have 10,000 members, there'll still only be 100 ambassadors. So you'll then represent 1% of our overall membership. And look, we're here, if you like, at the start of this journey. So by you being part of that, you're going to be part of a very exclusive club, and I want to reward you. It's as simple as that. Now, once those slots are filled, basically they'll be locked. So someone effectively qualifies for one of those positions, they'll stay qualified, and literally, unless someone steps down or loses their status. We all know that people get distracted, people jump from one thing to another, all that kind of stuff. I see that happen all the time in this industry. So that's fine. It just goes with the industry. But I want to be able to attract people that want to work with me long term, want to be committed to working with me so I can help you and you can help me and we will grow together. So why would you become an ambassador? Okay, so I've created 6 benefits here for becoming an ambassador. So the first one is paying double commission. Okay, I want to pay you more money because you're more committed, and also make it easier for you to do what you're doing and reward you for it. Secondly, I'm going to be setting aside a revenue pool from the company, and this will basically have gone into that 10% of the revenue coming into Botsy, and I'll pay that out to everybody that's part of that pool. Then I'll have a second pool, which is paying 5%. That's a builder pool. So there's 2 pools that you can participate in. There's obviously qualification criteria. Everybody that's an ambassador will go into the revenue pool. The builder pool has got, if you like, a higher standard to achieve that, but then the rewards will be there too. Then exclusive access, because I recognize if I've got 10,000 people as part of Botsii in terms of people that have bought the bot, using the bot, many of those people will just be part of, just like if you bought any SaaS platform, you bought any software online, many of those people will just be using the platform, accessing the tools, and their interaction with me is going to be more limited. And the my ability to support, all of those people in a personal way is going to be limited. So I want to give those people that are ambassadors more exclusive access to me and other things too. I also want to recognize you as well because I want to be able to give you public recognition, which is then effectively putting the spotlight on what you're doing in the marketplace and showing that you're actually out there doing great things, and use that as an opportunity for people to come to you who want to work with you. So I want to give you that recognition. And like I said, it's limited to 100 people, which keeps it exclusive. So let's just dive into these quickly and just give you a bit more expansion, also make it clear as to what it is. So double commission. So instead of the standard direct commission, which is 10%, we pay obviously 10% 5 levels deep. But in terms of direct commission, the people you sign up directly, we pay 10% on that as well, standard. What I want to do is I want to double that to make it 20% commission on all of your direct referrals. And that way you're earning more money more easily because I'm paying you double. Then we have these two revenue pools, and literally this creates a very select group. So we're setting aside here 15% of Botsii's revenue, so that's 10% on one pool, 5% on the other, every single month. And this is only available to ambassadors. It will never be available to anybody else. So we have the 10% revenue pool, literally that's pool number one. And what this is doing is setting aside 10% of total revenue, and it'll be shared between all active ambassadors. So effectively, just to give you some context there, if we have one ambassador, let's say, like I'm just giving simple numbers. If we have one ambassador who is qualified by the end of this month, by the 30th of April, that person will then get 100% of the revenue that goes into that pool next month in May. Okay, so we're in April right now. If one person qualifies, 10% of the total revenue will go into that pool in April. So at the end of April, we'll look at what that revenue's been. 10% of that will go into that pool. If one person is qualified, they'll get all of that. Obviously, that pool will grow in terms of the amount of money in it, and also the number of people in it I would expect to grow as well. So this is a way in which if you get ahead of the curve here and you get into that pool early, as the monthly revenue grows, you're going to get a bigger share of that because you're always going to get that, before more ambassadors are coming in the following month. Just let me know. Put if that makes sense, guys. Just put a yes in the chat if that makes sense. If you can see what I'm saying here. If you're getting in early, you're benefiting from the revenue that's coming into the business the following month, where other people are qualifying, but they're not getting access to that pool until after they've qualified. So effectively, if somebody qualifies in May, they won't get paid out on that pool until the end of June. Somebody qualifies in June, they won't get paid out on that pool until the end of July. So that way, the people that qualify will always be added into that pool in terms of benefiting from it a month afterwards. So if you get into that pool early, then you're going to benefit more. That's the bottom line. So just put a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Cool. I can see one of you just replied privately. That's cool. All right. So that's what we're doing there. And like I said, this is a recurring bonus. Like you're going to earn that every single month as part of being inside that pool on top of whatever commissions you're earning through Botsii. So you're earning double commissions on direct referrals. This is on top. Then we have the 5% builder pool. So this is the second pool we've got. This is effectively for qualifying ambassadors. And what I want to do is when you basically help grow the Botsii community and you've built a team of at least 12 ambassadors, then you'll unlock access to the 5% builder pool. So literally you've got 12 people in your team that have brought in, that have qualified as an ambassador. That's essentially what that means. And if I kind of show this kind of visually, the reason why it's 12 is it's following this principle of bring in three and they bring in three. But the reality is you could do this to any depth. They don't have to be direct referrals, the ambassadors that you have in your team. They can be anywhere within your organization. And equally, if you've got people in your team that bring in 12 themselves, as long as they're in separate legs, hence the 50% rule, then they also can qualify for the builder pool as well as you. So it's not limited to just one person within within your organization. You can qualify for it, and so can members of your team. And the rewards could be quite significant because there'll be fewer people. Just think of the maths. Because we're going to have a maximum of 100 ambassadors, and because you need 12 people in your team as an ambassador to qualify for the builder pool, it kind of means there'll be a maximum of 8 people in that pool. And the number could actually be a lot less. It could be 4 or 5 people. And once they've secured that, then nobody else will be added into that pool. Those people will benefit from the most as Botsii grows during the course of this year and into next year. We've been going 5 years, guys. We've changed completely our model in the last few months, and we're constantly evolving and innovating. And so this is something that you could really benefit from, not just now, but into years to come. We want to give you exclusive access, as I said. So this is about giving you exclusive calls, tools, and access to help you grow your team more easily with Botsii through our tools. I want you to be able to leverage these assets in order to make it easier for you to grow your team. And people come to me with ideas and suggestions and feedback all the time. And these are things that I incorporate into Botsii, or they're things that go into kind of our plans for down the road. So you can actually shape this. This isn't a scenario where you're working with some faceless company, like if you're working with ManyChat as a chatbot company, or I don't know, Aweber as an email marketing company, you're just a login to them. Okay. With working with me at Botsii, it's much, much more than that. I've been a network marketer. I still am to some degree, but I've been focusing on building Botsii and creating these tools so that you can grow your team more easily. And you've got continued access to that. Then we have public recognition, okay? Because I want to be able to help you attract more people into your network by giving you recognition for your role in helping others succeed. And part of the reason for this is, and I've seen this so much over the last 12 or so years I've been involved in network marketing, I have seen people, and just let me know in the chat if you can relate to this, guys, because honestly, there are people out there that serve others and are constantly out there helping other people succeed, and they often do that for no reward and for very little recognition. You know the kind of people I mean. They're the people, and maybe you guys are like this too, right? Where you're in a chat group or in a WhatsApp or in a Telegram, and there are people asking questions, and there are other people who will always step up and answer those questions, even if they're not, helping people directly in their downline. They're helping people who are just part of the community, but they're not necessarily getting recognition and reward for that. So I want to create a way where people who like that actually can get recognition and reward because they're part of the ambassador community, and as a result will have other people coming to them saying, hey, can I work with you to help grow my team using Botsii? So what we look to do here is essentially on our website is to create a page of ambassadors, and literally we'll create a profile which will have like your photo, your name, which part of the world you're in, what niches or niche you're promoting. so that people know what your interest is. It doesn't have to be one niche, it can be multiple. What languages you speak, and also your contact details. So that way people can reach out and connect with you. And I literally today, if I just jump over to my website over here in a minute on the tab, if I come to my website, this is just the homepage. We have the marketplace, and you can see these kind of profiles for different companies. We have people today coming to Botsii via Google, just organic searches, who are coming to Google and they are effectively buying the bot via these buttons here. So these are people who are not affiliated to anybody else. They haven't been introduced to somebody from an existing Botsii affiliate. They've literally come here and found it on Google. So what I want to do is add another page, like you can see, you've got Marketplace, Botsii Bot Support Members. I want to add another one here that will say ambassadors, okay? And it will say ambassadors, and then we'll have profiles of the ambassadors there. So it means when people find Botsii on Google and they're not affiliated to anybody, sure, some of them might come along here and buy the bot through the company there, but other ones will come along and go, okay, I'm based in the US. I'm promoting a health and wellness company. Let's reach out to John because John can help me grow my business through Botsii because he's an ambassador. That person has stepped up, understands the product, is using the product, and therefore is going to help me succeed more quickly if I buy into Botsii through John, right? What that means is that John is then going to have people who connect with him and buy the bot through him. And I haven't kind of finalized this for example, we may even have a buy bot button underneath that person's profile. That will then be their affiliate link effectively. So it means if somebody wants to buy the bot through John, they can do that. And then that will then be a level 1 sign up for John. Now, bearing in mind as ambassador 2, he will earn double the commission on that sign up as well. And if that person who's buying the bot through him is also growing their team, he's going to carry on. John's going to carry on earning at level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 as more people through whoever buys via him grows their team too. So this is literally a way in which John will get more people into his team at Botsii, diversify his income because some of these companies will be companies he's not even part of. He's not promoting. It just might be in the same niche that he's in so that it doesn't, they don't have to be even in the same company as him. They're just using Botsii to grow his team. So this is very, very powerful. Literally, these will exist on the website up here, and people can come along and basically, choose what niche, what country, what languages, look at people, where they think that face fits, and they can either reach out or even I'll have it where they can buy the bot as well. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. This is just literally going to give you, it will put you in a more leadership role and it will help diversify your income. Um, as I've got here, I'll skip through that. I've already shown you that. We already have people buying through that in a minute. Like I said, right at the beginning, there'll only ever be 100 ambassadors. Okay. So you'd be thinking, okay, what do I need to do to qualify as an ambassador? Now, some of these things on this list you'd have done anyway, right? So I'm going to go through these in turn so you can see what the qualification criteria is. Some of these you only need to do once. Okay. You literally do once. I activate both bots. The first one there, you do that once. We share a fast start guide when people buy the bot. It goes through all of the steps to get your bots live and how to make sure they're set up properly. So yeah, you only do that once. Other ones are more behaviors, things that you would do ongoing, which are really just leadership behaviors. Turning up on a live call like you guys have done today, which is great. Promoting those calls. We do these calls every week on Wednesday and Thursday. So promoting those calls with your audience. Engaging with the community. We have a whole social sharing group that's tied to the attraction marketing bot. So engaging with that in order to boost people's posts, and people will boost your posts so that you'll get more leads and sign-ups through it as well. But equally, you're helping other people do the same. So I'm going to go through these in point by point, just so it's really clear, so you can see what's expected. So activate both bots. I've covered that. They must be live. Obviously, that's a given. Sharing weekly content. So you have the attraction marketing bot, you get that through daily. So it's really sharing that content. You don't have to share it exactly that's inside the bot. I've shown before on previous calls how you can customize it and all that kind of stuff. Personalize it so you make it in kind of your voice, but it's using the product, using the tool. Then engaging with the community. So actively commenting, supporting other members inside the Botsii Facebook community, for example, where you're part of that group and you're supporting other people there. Attending monthly calls. So you don't have to attend every call. I know people are busy, but we run 4 or 5, onboarding calls a month, 4 or 5 webinar calls a month. We'll probably be adding more as well as things build and grow. But it's literally to make sure that you're attending at least a couple of calls live every month. Promoting them as well. Obviously, if you can't always attend the calls, we understand, but it's actually promoting them so that you've got your team and other people that you want to introduce into Botsii come into the calls. So the Wednesday call is very much for people to discover how they can benefit by being part of Botsii and joining Botsii. The onboarding call I do on the Thursdays is more focused for people that are already inside the business to help you guys understand the business better and also to get any help you might need where there's kind of common themes and stuff like that, where people would like to have some additional training, so we can do those live. And that way you get your questions answered. But it's to promote those, to share those calls. And we have standard links for all that kind of stuff, so it's easy to do. And we'll add more content together to make it easier and easier over time. We'll create swipe files and stuff like that to make this easier for you guys. We want to help you here to help make it easier for you to help you grow the business and grow your team. Key one is revenue. Obviously, if we've got 2 pools, we've got to have revenue going into it. We want to be able to grow the business. We want you to be able to, as well, bring people into your team who will then do the same thing as you. That's all fundamental principle of duplication, right? And we want to make that easy for you because we will give you additional resources and tools to help you do that. But basically, it's to make 5 sales a month. So effectively, right now, for example, people can get the bot at a reduced price through a coupon code, and the price is going up on the 1st of May. Each month, the price will change, and it will vary from month to month. So from the 1st of May, for example, the full price will be 247 for a single license, and but people get that with a coupon that gives another $100 off that. Right now, though, it's 197 with $100 off. So we're going to make it easier and easier for you to make sales, but ultimately the price is going up. And this is direct sales as well, okay? So it's like 1 sale a week. This should be easy when you're using Botsii. So if you're using Botsii as part of how you prospect, so you're sharing Botsii with prospects for whatever company you're promoting. If that person joins your team, great. There's no reason why they wouldn't want to get the bot to duplicate, to present your opportunity to do the same thing and plug into the same system. But if that person's not promoting, doesn't join your company, and they're promoting something else, well, that's where you can easily flip the conversation and say, no worries, are you promoting another company in the marketplace? So let's say you find out and they say, oh yeah, I'm promoting 7K Metals. Well, you can share with them and show them how they can benefit from getting the 7K Metals bot, or the AcashX bot and all these other companies in here. We've got another about 8 companies that will be live between now and the end of this month. So we'll be approaching almost 50 companies in the marketplace. And every single month we're adding more companies. So this is something that will become easier and easier for you to sell a bot to somebody when there's more and more companies that they can activate. And someone can activate any of these companies in 5 minutes. And as an ambassador, I want you to be able to do that. I want you to be able to show that to people. You don't have to sell Botsii to people. You just need to show Botsii to people. So when you know how to do that, you know how to activate a bot in 5 minutes, and you can show someone on a Zoom call like this, then it's easy for people to see the value. It's not some complicated funnel, sales funnel, that's going to take a day to set up, or anything like that, or even where they're paying like expensive monthly fees, etc. So making 5 sales is an important part of this. Then submit a testimonial. There's a couple of ways to do this. So one is to record a video where you can basically just speak to your phone or whatever, or use Zoom even if you want to. So we can record it in so you're happy with it. There is some software I'm going to share to make that really easy to do. But ultimately, record a video is a key part of it. Plus, also a written testimonial. If you go to our website, you'll see that we've had plenty of people previously have given their feedback on using the bot. If I scroll down to here, these are all been in Facebook posts. So that doing this does not have to be complicated, guys, in terms of how you can do it. It doesn't have to be complicated. So if I scroll down here, there's other feedback here like this. Stuff like this is really, really valuable when people elaborate on their experience using the product because it tells a story. Wade here said he's had 5 people sign up for him, through his company, through the bot. All he had to do is send the link out to the bot and didn't even ask any questions. And then other people had questions and he had the time to answer them because the bot's done that heavy lifting for him. Feedback like this from yourself and other members of the team is going to make it so much easier for you to be able to demonstrate the value in the product. So if you're sharing that feedback and other people are doing that too, it's going to make life easier for everybody. We're all making life easier for each other, in essence. And what I want to do as well, by the way, with those videos as an example, is I want to add things like that to the website and also to our social media. So if we have a section in here for ambassadors where there's your profile picture and all that kind of stuff, well, why not also even have it where people can watch your video of you sharing your feedback using Botsii? That's just giving you exposure, right? It's giving you exposure and it's meaning that other people can connect with you because they're hearing your voice, seeing you online, and they can then see how, oh, okay, John can help me achieve a similar result. So that person's more likely to buy Botsii through you because you're sharing your experiences. So that's what this is about. It's helping you here too, as well as obviously you helping Botsii and other members of the community. Then supporting new setups. So this it doesn't have to get technical, guys. This is purely you knowing the process for how somebody can add a new company into the marketplace. Okay, so if I go to the marketplace and I scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a bit here that says can't find your company, lead the way, come first to set up. Literally, it's knowing that they can come here. So they click there, they fill out their details. Literally, if I just put my details in here so you can see how this works, they click there and it literally gives a step-by-step guide on how to get set up. So it doesn't get any easier than that. And we have a workshop replay here they can access, which literally goes through the whole of those steps. They're literally accessing a replay that walks through everything. So you don't need to be able to, you don't have to be showing somebody physically how to do it. Okay. All of this content, this is just showing you an extract from the implementation workshop. All of this content is done for you and done for your contacts. All you're doing is pointing them in the right direction and helping them go, get set up. Why would you want to do that? Okay, let me explain to you. So let's say, for example, somebody contacts you as an ambassador through your ambassador profile, and they've connected with you, and the company they're promoting is not in the marketplace. Okay, so it's not already here. You can help them get set up by saying, look, here's what you do, everything's all laid out, etc., etc. Literally everything is all laid out here, including get access to me. There's access to training as well in the members area to cover it. Everything's set up. And like I said, they can access me through WhatsApp in steps 4 and 5. You help that person get set up. That new company, if I scroll down like here, we add that new company into the marketplace, and there'll be a button here saying buy the bot. Well, that button will be their affiliate link. Okay. So let's say you introduce somebody, they're your level one inside Botsii, and their affiliate link, the person you've introduced, will be your level one. The level one sign up in your downline, bearing in mind you earn 5 levels deep, will be this link here. So that means somebody going to Google who wants to promote that company. Let's just say Zinzino as an example. Someone goes to Google, finds Botsii when they're Googling online. They're promoting Zinzino. They come along and they click the buy button here because they want to get the Zinzino bot. You've introduced the person that has set up the Zinzino bot. Basically, anybody that clicks that buy button will be your level two. Okay, your level two. If that person had a team, okay, let me show you what this means financially. So I'm just going to go to online calculator. I want you to understand this, guys, because this is really quite powerful. So you've got the person introduced here is your level one. Someone comes along and buys the bot is your level two. So you're going to earn levels 3, 4, and 5 through anybody that came in via that route. Well, just imagine those 3 levels that 100 people over the next 12 months bought the bot through that team, just through that team. Okay, and let's imagine the average price of that point is 197. It's actually about 197 now, the average price. We've got people paying 297 and more for the bot even right now. But I'll just say 197. And we're paying out 10%, 5 levels deep. Okay. That's the commission that you earn. $2,000 a year from somebody who went to Google, found the company they're promoting, and bought the bot. Right? That's easy, right? Isn't that's easy money for you just because you've helped build out the ecosystem. And we've got this going on right now. We've got people coming here today who are finding their company in the marketplace. They're not affiliated to anybody in Botsii, and they're literally coming along and they're just pressing the button and buying the bot. And all of these buy buttons, you buy exactly the same product, guys. The only difference is when someone joins, is they'll activate the bot using a different activation code. So when they go through the sign up process, or the activation process, they'll just put in a different code here, but they're buying exactly the same product. So this is super, super powerful. And all you've done, is help that person get their bot set up. You've just kind of helped them get it across the line. We're obviously helping them a ton too. We've got everything all laid out on how they do that. But at the end of the day, you're just helping them get it across the line and showing them there's a pathway to success. Okay? Because let's be brutally honest here. Sometimes people think this stuff's expensive or they think it's complicated. This site I've gone to now, this is what I used to charge. This was the minimum I used to charge, guys. The minimum I used to charge to set up or develop a bot for a company. Okay? $5,000. Typically, I'd say the average was $10,000. The most we charged, because it was a much more kind of sophisticated, complicated system. It was completely bespoke. The most we charged was $20,000. So a lot of people think this stuff's going to be expensive, but actually, they come through this process here. We'll actually let them go through, access this content, do all this sort of stuff completely for free. We're not even charging them a penny, a cent for this. It's purely a little bit of their time going through these steps, watching a webinar, setting up some accounts, and pulling together the information that's required. That's all there is to it, guys. It's not complicated, but people think it's going to be expensive and complicated, and actually it's neither of those things. All you're doing is helping them on that path. Final thing here, staying active, okay? It's about being active. It's about being present. And because we want you to be visible so that you can stay in that top 100. So we have the 9-point checklist. Literally, this is your invitation. Whether you're achieving results or not doesn't really matter. But if you're already achieving results, if you're somebody that feels like you're ready to lead and you want to be recognized as one of Botsi's leading voices, where people see you as the go-to person to get things done, then people will start to gravitate towards you online as well, because there'll be other people who are trying to figure it out, and they'll come to you. It's a bit like when Facebook first came out, like 20, whatever it is, 15 years ago. There were people that figured out how to use Facebook. And those people ended up becoming go-to people who were often managing Facebook accounts for people, doing social media management for people, all that kind of stuff. While there are other people that just were stuck and lost. Well, they would just gravitate towards the people that had figured it out. I want to help ambassadors position themselves where people come to them and they build their team through Botsii and in other ways, because they've kind of cracked the code, if you like, and I'm here to help you do that. So this is literally your moment. For anybody that's accessing this through our invite page, you'll be able to literally tap a button. I'm going to show you what that looks like, because I have this kind of same video here, so I'm going to very quickly show you what that looks like, so you can understand how this is available to everybody. So we have this page right now. It's kind of a private page on the website, where you can watch a video where I've shown you kind of talk through these slides in literally 5 minutes. I've spent more time on it right now. And literally someone can come along, you guys can come along and literally register your intention to become a Botsii brand ambassador. So I know that's something that you're aspiring to do, and I'll help you on that journey. Key thing, as I've mentioned at the beginning, you qualify by the 30th of every month. So qualify by the 30th of April, and effectively you'll benefit from commission pools in the following month. So we have the revenue pool, for example, which everybody would go into initially. Once you qualify, key thing by that is delivering the 5 sales, because that's the one that's completely unambiguous. Deliver 5 sales and you'll go into the ambassador pool for the following month, which means you'll get a share of the 10% revenue going through the business for the following month. So you do that in April, that pool will build during May, and you'll get a share of that 10% at the end of May, just so you understand the timings. Literally, you can apply. You can also share this with someone who you know they want to level up their game. So if you're sharing this, you literally be sharing the link to this page here. Obviously, you'd want to share your affiliate link to Botsii as well, so they're tied to you. And my question to you really is, like, will you be the next person? Do you want to be the next person that's part of this, effectively, where you're recognized as a Botsii brand ambassador? And what I want to be able to do is welcome as many people to the program as possible, so you can all take advantage of this and be instrumental in helping build your team, build your income, and through this build Botsii as well, and build a thriving community of people that see the vision by what we're looking to achieve here, through growing the marketplace and positioning yourself with authority as being one of the ambassadors here on our website. So that's really what I want to share with you guys. I really want to thank you for your time here. Happy to take some questions. Key thing to focusing on is this 9-point checklist, and the key criteria where I stand right now is making those 5 sales. I can do this and make this really easy for you, because I can give you a coupon code on that you can share. So just let me know in the chat if that's what you want me to get organized for you. So you have a unique coupon code. Effectively, that coupon code, to show you how that works, if someone goes to your into your page, to your sales page, this is like your affiliate link. Effectively, let's close that. Someone comes here, and if I zoom in, they will put in your coupon code here. Okay, so they'll type in the coupon code there, and it will give them $100 off your your bot. Okay, and that's for life as well. So whatever the price is here, it will give them $100 off. So that price has changed. That will change from the 1st of May. It will still give them $100 off, so they can benefit from that. Cool. All right. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you've got any questions, please ask them now in the chat. Otherwise, what we can do is wrap up the call. But if you've got any questions, please do ask them now because effectively I'm happy to help you get started. One thing I will say, whilst you're thinking about any questions you have, I'm going to share this on this whiteboard because this is quite important. I'm going to go to a new whiteboard and just show this dynamic playing out here. So you should be able to see my whiteboard right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just draw a vertical line here and that's kind of, and I'll draw another vertical line here. So if you imagine we are in right now April. So I'm just going to put A for April. And you can apply this, and we've got May, and then we've got June. And we have the cutoffs, which is the 30th, okay? So the boundary between one month and the next is the 30th, regardless of what date, how many days there are in that month. So effectively, you get qualified by achieving the items on the checklist by the 30th of the month to become an ambassador. And obviously what that will do is it will then mean that you now qualify for the pool for the following month. So let's imagine a scenario. I'm just going to give you a very simple scenario here. Okay, and small numbers just to keep it really simple and easy. So if you imagine you're the only person to qualify as an ambassador in April, okay? You're the first person, you're the only person. And then the following month in May, let's say we do, I'm just going to give an example here. Let's say we do $10,000 in revenue, okay? So that's our revenue. So 10% of that, bearing in mind, the following month, that revenue will be driven in a big part by those people that are striving to become an ambassador themselves. Okay, so you were the first one there, but other people next month are driving additional revenue, as will I. You know, there's other people already out there who want to promote Botsii. So let's say you got 10,000 revenue, 10% of that is $1,000. Okay, doesn't sound like much, but effectively that will be shared with this person here, the one person that qualified. So although the pool at that point is $1,000, it's only been shared by whoever's qualified in the previous month. So effectively, if let's say the next month 10 people qualified, okay, now the number of people in the pool's got bigger, but this month the revenue's going to be higher, right? So you then have a scenario where, I don't know, let's say the following month, let's just say it's 100,000 just to keep, again, the numbers simple. It's going to do the same thing. So the following month, 10% of that is now $10,000. So the revenue's gone up, the number of people in the pool's gone up, but again, that amount there will get shared amongst these people here. So this is a scenario where by getting ahead of the curve and being qualified in this earlier, you're going to benefit a lot more than those people that take action later, because the future revenue is, relatively speaking, is always going to be more than the number of people in the ambassador pool. So by being an early adopter here and taking action earlier will benefit you more financially. Hopefully that makes sense and you can see this. And the reality here too is that this doesn't just apply to pool number one, which is the revenue pool, will also apply as well to the builders pool. Because with the builders pool, you may be in a position there where the first person that qualifies for that might be the first and only person in that pool that's sharing the full 5% for maybe months. So if you think about this here, you've got 100,000 there. I'll just come down here a second. 5% of 100,000 is 5K, 5,000. Well, if only one person is actually qualified for the builders pool at that point in time, they're going to have they're going to be the only person receiving that money. Okay. So by helping grow Botsii earlier and share Botsii earlier and use Botsii earlier than other people out there in the marketplace, you're going to be positioning yourself as the expert and you're going to be rewarded more from it as well. Okay. This dynamic is very, very cool. I really like this dynamic because it's ultimately rewarding those people that are the early adopters, those people who are taking action. And if you're watching this video live, you're getting first mover advantage on this. If you're watching this on a replay, absolutely you're ahead of the game. Literally, you can take advantage of this today. So there we are. Look, I want to finish up on that. I want to thank you for your time. I'm just going to stop the recording. If you have any other questions or any questions you want to ask, happily take those now. But I'm going to stop recording just so we can keep this video short. And thank you for your time and attention.